If you are tired of getting to the end of your day and you have worked hard, but you're still saying, I didn't get everything I wanted to get done, then this episode is for you. Hey, I'm Cledra, and I am passionate about helping women of faith step into the bigger things that God has. And in today's episode of Step Into Bigger, I want to help you get what needs to be done by throwing away your to-do list. Listen, as a life coach, this is something I hear over and over and over again. Cledra, I'm just overwhelmed. I'm so busy. I have so much to get done. And so this is a practice that I promise you that if you implement it, you will actually get more done by throwing your to-do list out. But the first thing, step one, I love to make whiteboards for you guys. So step one is to do what I call a to-do dump list. And so the way you make a to-do dump list is to take a clean sheet of paper and listen, not on your electronic device. You need to take a sheet of paper and put to do at the top, and then dump everything that you would like to get done in the next week. Now, when you're more advanced, you can maybe do 2 weeks at a time, and ideally you would love to be a month in advance. But in the beginning, start with 7 days. Dump out exactly what you would like to do in 7 days, and just write and write and write. I want you to carve out about 30 minutes to do this exercise the first time. Now, number 2 is take the must. I started this with saying, or if you're getting to the end of your day and you haven't completed what you want to do, I want you to shift from the wants to the must. And the must are the things that support your ultimate goal, the things that are going to move you forward. Like for me, I must work out because that supports my ability to do everything I'm doing, to come on here and talk to you. And in the absence of me working out, then I get a lot of thought drama where I'm thinking about, I should have worked out, and then I don't feel as well. So think about your must. Another must for me is that healthy meals are prepared for my husband and I. And so I have to carve out time. I choose to carve out time. That's a must. Another must for me is time with God. So these musts are more the must to support what you really want to move you forward in your life. This isn't, if you still have a 9 to 5, this isn't your job. Okay, I'm talking about you as a person and growing into that next step that God is taking you to. A lot of times my clients will come to me, and the reason they're not making progress, whether it's being inconsistent with their workouts or inconsistent with eating right, is that they haven't clearly identified what is it that must happen this week. Okay, and then step 3 is what I call assign a day and time. Assign a day and time. So now that you have your must, right? You're going to look at your calendar for the week and assign a day and a time. This is the critical difference, and I promise you, if you do this, this is a game changer. Most people just have a list of things, but they haven't looked at that list in the backdrop of the 2 things that I'm asking you to look at it, in the backdrop of what are the must, and then assign a day and time for my must. So using my examples of my workouts and making sure I have great meals for my husband and great meals for me, then the must on my calendar, I schedule. When am I going to be at cycle? Usually I cycle at 5:45 in the morning. What days am I going to run? What days am I going to lift? I look at, okay, this week, am I going to prepare meals, or am I going to have a meal delivery service for this week, given that our schedule may be too busy? That's an example of looking at your week and assigning a time and a day. You have to do both of those, because in the absence of doing that, that's how this to-do list that's so massive never gets done, because you haven't, first of all, broken down or separated the wants from the must. And then once you have the must, you have to then assign a day and a time the must will get done. And once you have done those 3, I just want to summarize. You dump everything out 7 days. You circle only the must. And everything on there, contrary to what you might think, is not a must. Everything is not a must. And when you then, number 3, assign a day and time, you will see, okay, this is what I have time to do this week. And the confidence that comes from having a schedule that at the end of each day, you're like, you know what? I got everything done. And then what you can do with the dump list is you can push it aside, or you can even throw it away because this is what you've already identified the must. So thank you for watching this episode of Step Into Bigger. Listen, I want you to continue the conversation over on Healthy Boss Ladies. That's my closed group on Facebook. All you have to do, I'm going to put a link somewhere around this video to give you requests for access into Healthy Boss Ladies. And I would love to continue the conversation about how to throw away your to-do list so that you can get more done. Enjoy the rest of your day.